Hello badminton fans and welcome to Badminton Racket Review and to the final part of our 2019 test session. We are very sorry for the delay in getting these videos out. Unfortunately, London has had a massive flu problem. Our team has been down with the flu. You can tell by my voice, I'm still recovering from the flu, but here we are, and we're going to start with a test of this FZ Forza Lite 6.1. Now, if you've already seen our videos in the past, you know the format and how we work. We've had a few moans and groans that we take too long making the videos, so we're trying to shorten them, but we do try to fit in a lot of detail as well, so it is difficult to balance those two things. We're going to start with racket specs as we normally do. So we're going directly off this racket, and FZ Forza do provide a lot of information. So the weight of this racket is 80 plus or minus 1 gram. 80 plus or minus 1 gram. Balance point 290 plus or minus 2, so that is pretty evenly balanced. Flex is right in the middle there at 3, so medium flex, shaft flex medium. Tension on the strings 26 to 28 pounds, not bad. And the power rating for this racket is 7 out of 10, which means it's got fairly good power. And the weight is 4U, grip G5, and as with many of the FZ Forzas, this racket is made in Taiwan. And I have to say, Taiwanese manufacturing is of the highest quality, highest standard. So that's FZ Forza's specification on this racket. So the information you just got was FZ Forza's own specification list. Let's compare that to our E-Zone testing specs. So when we put this on the weighing scales, as you see the racket here, so the grip supplied by FZ Forza, strings the normal Yonex BG65 at 25 pounds. The racket weighs 85.4 grams. Balance point of this racket, on our balance point test, it shows it to be a head in actual fact I would say slightly head heavy racket, a 302 mil. It's certainly balanced more towards the head than the 290 suggests it is, but 302 mil is the actual measurement there. The flex of the racket on our machine, measuring just the shaft, shows it to be a medium flex racket, which is actual fact pretty much in line with what FZ Forza rate this racket to be. I don't think there's anything else on the specs that you need to know about. You know where it's made, you know the weight, balance and the shaft stiffness. In terms of the price of this racket, it's around the £79 mark, certainly within UK and Europe, and the availability again very good within UK and Europe, but much harder to get hold of FZ Forza throughout the world. I don't know if many of you people know this or don't, but FZ Forza had some, as a company, had some difficulties. I don't know the exact details, but I know that they were bought out by another company. I think they're still okay, they're still trading, but there was some financial concerns with the company, and I think they have now been purchased by a bigger brand, but don't quote me on that, I don't know that for a fact. Okay, so you know the price, you know the specs. What about the design of these FZ Forzas? I've got to say, whether they're 2019 models or 2015 models, to me the design has not changed much. It's well designed. Obviously this is a Taiwanese manufactured racket, which means it's manufactured to a really high quality, which is why FZ Forza is not cheap, because they are manufactured to a really decent standard. Paint quality, finishing quality, brilliant, absolutely brilliant, as good as any other manufacturer on the planet. Not particularly exciting colours on this racket, but certainly executed to a very high standard. Take a look at these pictures and make a judgment for yourself. Okay, so you may have noticed one big difference in the E-Zone testing from the feedback we've been given from our many users now. We have stopped doing the bucket test on the E-zone testing, where we try to control and we scored depending on where the shuttle fell. We have instead relied on our own judgment during our on-court testing to see how well we felt this racket controlled the shuttlecock, and that is obviously from the back, it's at the net, it's on the backhand side, it's forehand side, it's sideways on, and just seeing how we felt about control with this racket. So slight variation there, and that change will come into play. It has come into play with the current 2019 rackets that we've tested, and it will also come into play with the 2020 racket test sessions. So what do we think of this racket? Well, to be honest with you, one of the things I would say, I'm just, as you already know, I've got a screen here, a lot of information to look at and compare. The first thing I noticed using this racket was how difficult it was to get the timing right, because even on the on-court testing, when I was personally trying these out, so I had some experience on trying these rackets out before I came on and spoke to everybody about them, the timing was odd. I just found it very difficult to time. So I do think if you are looking to buy this racket, you should expect some timing issues, because all rackets require 2 or 3 weeks when you're purchasing them. If you're changing from a heavy spec to a lighter spec racket, you're going to need 2 or 3 weeks to get used to the timing of the racket, the sweet spot, you know, how to meet the shuttle in the right place with the racket head. You know, that is normal, but this I think will take a little bit longer. I did find it difficult to time with. It's fairly good. It's fairly good in defense. I would say the racket feels light to use. It feels medium in weight, medium in stiffness to use. It has a good defense and a okay smash capability. I don't think it's going to fire rockets, but it's not bad at smashing. Are there better options out there? Yes, there are. At £79, you know, we're in the kind of Nano Flare 270 region at that sort of price. Although there have been some concerns on the quality of the Nano Flare 270, people have talked about it having some fragility, so it's quite fragile, and they've had some snaps and cracks in their rackets. We cannot confirm, we've not come across that, but you know, our users, our subscribers are saying that they have had those issues, and so that is worth taking note. Obviously at this sort of price range, we're not far off the Black Panther by J Nice. We're also in the King K9 territory there. So you know, there are better options out there. This racket is nicely executed, but it's difficult to get the timing right. It is quick in the air. It is okay to smash with. It has got a good defense on it, but that isn't just simply not enough to get the thumbs up. So at £79, sorry FZ Forza, we're going to give this one the thumbs down, because there's just too much else on the market that would play better, and it would be unfair to our users and subscribers if we said to you, go buy this racket. It's not bad. There's going to be people out there who love it, as there are with every racket. There's people who hate them, love them. Well, we have to expect that. All of us do. We can't expect the one racket we love that everyone's going to love it. Everyone's different. Everyone's made up slightly differently. Going on to the messages that we left last year, do leave reviews on the YouTube channel, on Facebook. If you're an E-zone member, leave reviews in the E-zone. Very, very important that people start to see what you think. Because, you know, having our perspective is obviously good and helpful, but it's also helpful to see other people's perspectives, even if your analysis of the racket is the same as ours or different to ours. It doesn't really matter. We're not a closed book in that respect. You know, the forums don't allow for open opinion. They do what I consider to be some sort of form of bullying that goes on in those forums with people who use them regularly. But on our forums, that isn't going to happen. You are allowed to say what you've got to say, provided you say it respectably. So please do leave reviews. Wow, E-zone has blown up this year. It's really blown up. The amount of European overseas members now has really increased a lot. We're getting so many more messages. Everything is going in the right direction, and that is because of the love the affection, the support you guys are showing us. Thank you so much. This is only very early in the journey for Badminton Racket Review. In 2020 there will be some more changes coming. E-Zone will change, following emails from some very intelligent players that we've received, where they have talked about the E-Zone test results being slightly different from our own on-court testing of the rackets. We have now compiled a scoring system which will allow for the E-Zone testing to continue, and the on-court testing also to be scored, giving it an overall score for each racket. So hopefully that's going to provide even more information, be even more helpful to all of our subscribers and users going into 2020, and that is all based on the feedback we've been given by you people, because you guys are awesome. Right, at the end of this video, if you're not familiar with the E-Zone, you don't know what I'm talking about, you don't know what the E-Zone's all about, by now any of our subscribers here know what that is, but if you don't, there is a video tour right at the end of this video to show you around the E-Zone. Like I said, it is due to be upgraded, it is due to change very soon, with some new functionality, with a new look and a new scoring system. So we are going to be making changes there. For today, I hope you found this helpful. I hope you got to know the FZ Forza Lite 6.1 a little bit better. There is a link below to our shop if you want to buy this racket, and there will be a link within the E-Zone if you want to buy it on a regular basis. We have tried to set up agreements across the board with many different manufacturers on buying rackets, so that you do get the best possible prices and the best possible service. But for now, thank you so much for the love, thank you so much for the likes, thank you so much for the shares. We really appreciate it. Keep up the good work, and we will see you on the next video.